nhớ rong ý chồng cái tin mong ni chẳng thôn đi tu nhớ chỗ lúc khát thủ là ăn được khi nữa nhưng nó cũng như là một thằng tu bé mong kiến cử cho sinh là cho chẳng chê là do the Hmong 18 clans, okay? How did it originate and where it came from and how it started, okay, guys? Because the devil doesn't want you guys to know the truth, and nobody's allowed to speak their mind, Only I can, because nobody could do nothing about it to me. Yeah, they could try to lock me up, but that's the one thing about it, I can't never die. But anyways, cuộc sống lần khai cho bé chúng là mong cái thông kryptonium hấp báo đó, ok? Họ chính bé mong là mà bắt đầu tôi chỉ để cho cô ôi giờ số mạng gì thì tạm时nó mới bảo ta hoa răng số lại han Jack mà sang nào, ok? Jack mà số tụi tung luôn nó xong là Alibaba nữa nè, giờ Jack mà giờ của younger brother nữa, ok? nếu lúc bé có cố thủ hoa số mạng sang nó, ok? Sang cái cho lu mong tang nó chỉ hoa răng nó, ok? Tại vì cho lu mong cố thủ bé hạt sang cái răng nó, ok? Sang khai miền bao cái ý思呢nhà go by mà sang nó, ok? chữ sang lâu nhớ thấy cái片我都煮好了，这马上要让是吧 ，ok？ 也没只是副 dragon 是吧 ，ok？ 看人没包了 ，ok？ he's my brother， 不同都记得做嘢俾莫俾佢啲先 ，ok？ 好good other brother 这Norman 出呢，我上 movie 就啥碰日本人去做技术班，你像头出头不背下呢，他啥碰他 Norman 出不我好什么，you know？ 让某位我那多配着让钱用Norman 出是吧？好像 silver 我都不呢 ，ok？ That's how my wife or my sister really look like, okay? Norman 出呢 ，ok？ 你们别说你nhà么货起少钱，那 silver 呢 ，ok？ 好，古人别说也古nhà么货猪咖喱，那 ok？ 你要让绕，让绕，那 ok？ 别ที่จะแพ้说去见到康复还是让到是 ok？ Jack 马路你จะ favorite 康复 style 嘛？你呀叫 fox style 呢，就好被你成马啦，这成盲啦，你蒙见盲是 ok？ 好，你说也不会马，那 ok？ 但是你们家也被你成 fox 是嘛 ok？ 你被你成美叫美呢叫 Mexican 也our last name is called Zorro ok？ 你不像某位Antonio Santiago Zorro 这个故事 ok？ with a Z you know Zorro 这路美这路米家这或 Fox 是 ok？ But that's how you say Fox in Mexican or Spanish Zorro ok？ So that's why the Mexican that's why all the Hispanic has the name end with the EZ like Mariquez, Macias, Gardinas, Martinez, Torones, because you all Hmong, okay? You're my family. That's why you have a last name end with EZ, Z, because I am Z, okay? So just like all the Hispanic knows, you are not Mexican, you're Hmong, okay? But they changed your DNA and confused the language, okay? But anyways, mong là của sang khám bên ok. Cái này giờ họ thì mong họ cái bây giờ sinh original mong lúc sinh cái original cái sinh mà ok. Bố một chip block của chỉ có hai lúc cho tao nên tất cả là mấy thảo mấy rằng lúc gì ha, ô sáng đến nông nó ok. So của hai tao là chẳng bên nông lên tao nó ok. Because they don't want the truth out, So bây giờ sinh mong lúc original sinh last name cái giờ sinh mà xem ok, MA xem ok. Là bây giờ must be on the mong cái lên lồng mút lấy cái MAS mà ok họ giờ hai lồng mông chúa nó cái màng nó ok mông chúa ít tham mông chúa bút chỉ nhà mông chúa cho họ mấy phe accused they be cannibalism mong no name. So that's how I got the name from. It's true. Because we're alien. We're the Draco. You know, the draconian aliens. The Manjong, okay? So it doesn't work like how we heard the story, you know, where the firstborn child is the son, and we're gonna eat them. Or you know, it's sort of true like that, but what really happened is we use like every once in a while we have to sacrifice a human, and mấtตัว offer 做也烧了忘记就好了，you know。你睇住多年乜貓你ตัว嘅俾冇你ตัว啲你ตัว啦，咁我食了但係路上多咯，你睇住多年你冇我get 就 get 住啦，你冇多多年話你冇長路即係我不如俾查到俾冇你多咯，就然後長 it's for it's to it's like a discipline, okay? Okay, because they have a code, a very strict discipline. Like where we go one, we go all. You know, you eat the mong just eat the or just or my way or the highway. You know, you got your go you got those, you know, that's what I meant. So they are very strict, very ego, narrow-minded. You know. So some kind of made to the big mong ancient one, okay, just drink cold, okay. 你就馬上你讓你咩包的讓你 okay. So 比較嚟攞下，我哋攞下你望你攞 okay， have to cannibalism 都好，比如成隻成馬成貓成 fox， 然後先 okay， 容易咧，嗰度個不 Megan Fox 呢 ，you know， that's my wife， you know， 你Jamie Fox 嘅 T 先 ，you know， 你嗱先 ，okay， whoa， we had a lot of war right here. What's not what your Godzilla soldier subatomic invisible cloaking because they don't want me to give out the truth, okay? So in detail, I want to talk about the Freemason, okay? The Freemason, if you split into three, free means Hmong, okay? You may research, it means the word free means Hmong, okay? And Mason, Ma, you may more Ma San, huh? Okay, that's why they are called the Freemason. They're like the shadow government, the globalist elite, okay? So if you're not the Freemason, you don't have no right. You don't have right to be buried at Arlington Cemetery in Washington, D.C., you know, or you don't have any rights to be a celebrity or CEO or be rich or be famous or be an entrepreneur, okay? All these people that are rich, are powerful, and like be the president, like Obama, you know, it has an MA. Obama is Dracula, is Batman. You know, okay? How Trump, Elon Musk, T, everybody knows that. Superman, T-Man. You know how George W. Bush, cousin, Wang Po Hang, you know, George W. Hang, you know, he lived on Bush Street right there on Peach and Olive, you know. How George Senior Bush, two brothers, you know, Commander near Lao, Silver Steel, you know. How General Zai, you know, Superman is Zara, General Zai, two brother, ex brother, Nippon Suto, you know. Của hai nói mình bảo là Mongolia này Mongolia nhá Mongolia chơi của nào sự sự ha Mongolia sao you know liền có mà mì bên nó hu số mong khó rồi đó cái sinh động được số tới hỏi giờ của nào sự sự ha có mà mì sao you know tráng mì xiong sao you know tráng mì xiong giờ của nào sự sự haแต่是不知道 shape 还不知道在on到hapo on 到空了好也不蒙 back and forth 好像 okay but anyways mong lu sing mong lu hỏ lu hỏ nó okay chế lu original sing chế sing ma okay chế tất cả nó chế cho răng này nó chế mà răng là mà chung nó chế mà lấy lu mu bảo mà lấy trái cha tới lu mu mong răng okay which today me bảo the mong more là more is ma okay it's just code word That's why it has an M on it. Okay, mua is ma. Okay, that she cho ancient one make cho rookie make bao. Okay, make cho khổ lo đó nó để cho khổ lo cho mấy nó mấy là mấy tí nè. Sẽ là những bao giờ mong mua chỉ mong răng thế nè, mong răng chỉ mong răng thế nè. Okay, but bữa chỉ sáng mới hạ khó. Word tại họ có sẽ là bao là sẽ use code word răng chỉ răng thế nè. Okay, mua chỉ ma thế nè. Okay. So kind of make your generation OG, they know exactly what I'm talking about and what I'm saying. Okay? But they don't want people to know the truth. You know? Mong hàng nữa, okay? Mong hao chỉ mong hàng thế nào, okay? Mong hàng chỉ mong tang thế nào, mong tang thế nào, okay? This is how we say in English, tang. Tang thế nào, the Tang dynasty, okay? Mong rằng cái Lumika chỉ mình mua hồ dành thế nào, okay? Mong dành thế nào, okay? So mong hàng mong tăng, Tang came from mong rằng mong dành thế nào, okay? Họ cái mong xiong nữa came from mong rằng thế nào, okay? Khả năng mình bao mấy cái mong xiong là,但是nó mấy cái xiong nu说成菜hen他自己，叫他就说没，他就他匈奴叫说人菜说啦，叫满族人菜叫匈奴hen了 ，OK。During Genghis King time, you know, Blue Rose 说公了，说公叫Genghis Khan 了，说公也是看面做Blue Rose 了，要 Temujin to Genghis Khan control the whole world back in the 12th century， 是人菜了，要I told him 噻 ，OK。I Jenny Montang, that's why he's called Temujin. Tang Monji na, okay? Nung be mong ho Tang Monji na. Tang Blue Rose Shokong na, okay? Everything has to do with the T, you know. If anybody has a name with the T or Tor Tai, Tang, you know, Thomas, wherever, you know, yeah, Jenny T Tangs na, okay? So go hand back and forth, like chẳng thọ sẽ hay rằng gì hết, họ bấm chém lo của hà lấy cũng tao hết của hà lấy của hà tao của sang khách họ nhiều mà chẳng của hà chỉ lấy nữa, okay? Thế lù thế họ này bấm của nó cán xí họ nó, okay? So mong hàng mong tăng mong hàng gì cái gì chứ? All the OG knows that, okay? So mong tăng mong thang gì luôn là mong dày mong răng chứ, okay? Mong xiong là luôn là mong răng mong mùa chứ, okay? Mong mùa là mong răng chứ, okay? So how cho xiong nu may mo xiong you gotta be proud who you are. You may mo xiong la. You guys are the Draco. May cho mong răng la, okay? But xiong của yang lu ya bro kinh yang la ni mo bao thầu ni lu mo ho tai răng ho tai già che nhá chung Greenland á. Che Greenland che may lu mà răng lu headquarter, okay? Che ni mo be ho xiong la. Che ho tai xiong phe nó ho story che yo ho sa yo kinh yang sa. Lu ya bro ha nương bị hoa xiong là chị đi ham bảo hoa xiong rồi xí nè chị mấy cho Superman mấy chị mới xiong rồi cho guy Superman chị mấy cho số lá nhân trai ta xiong nụ đó, okay? So you need to be proud of who you are. You are a xiong nụ, okay? Xiong nụ is the Superman. That's how you say Superman. Mới xiong, okay? Mấy xiong nụ, okay? But original be xiong nu chỉ răng nu nó, okay? This is how you originally say cho Superman mong răng, okay? So mấy mong mùa đó chỉ mấy cho răng nu nó, okay? Họ mấy xiong mấy xiong nu, but it's the same thing. It just worded different, okay? Mấy cho Superman go. So you need to be proud of who you are, okay? So của sang khác ở trên mấy này họ mấy mong hàng mong tăng mong hơi chỉ mấy cho tăng số nè, okay? Tại vì mà hạt cho lúa cũ chịu thủ chịu hoa thà dù nó là, okay? Họ thà ra mà nhà tăng ra hả, okay? Và cho lúa mình chỉ bảo rằng chỉ biết hoa thằng dù nó là, okay? Cho tăng số nè, cho Superman muốn tăng nè, okay? Khả năng cho mấy bảo là muốn chơi lúa tốt nó sinh lúa xứ nè, okay? Chỉ biết mà bảo rồi nó cả rong xí hoa rong cao rồi xứ nè, okay? Cho có lúa như bảo rồi nó bên hạt ta vang trắng sinh đi đó là Hmong ye ít chế này ít cho Hmong sư tại vì mà bảo lúc sinh cái trong sư yuan sư nó ok của sang khán nó cho mấy cháu lo cho sinh cái mấy bao cho con lo mấy này mấy chỉ xuất lại baoแต่ Hmong ye ít lúc sinh ha Hmong ye ít chế này sư lục bút thấu lục sư tất cả là ham mà bảo nó sinh cái trong sư yuan trong cao lục sư nó ok so we're all one family okay. And if I want to go further than that, it doesn't matter what race you are, white, black, Hispanic, Hindu, Middle East, whatever. You're Hmong. Okay, but Satan changed your DNA to other race and confused the lingers. So we can never be united and rebel against the devil, okay? Okay? So cô sang khai mong cho sinh ha ni lu cha ha cho origin lu cha cho lu cha okay? So history got erased 13.69 billion years ago, okay? When they captured me, okay? Kuya Shiva sana, Hindu to Shiva sana. Vishnu che ya silver sana. Brahma che ya Jack Mama Shang sana, the three Hindu gods. Okay, how natural Greek mythology God Zeus che ku sana, Zeus che Su sana. Rồi ku SUE đó. Chỉ mình muốn to Z at after the E. Chỉ mình muốn turn around che Zeus sana. I am Zeus. Zeus not white dude. It's me. It's Asian. But I could shape shift into anybody, any race. Okay. But right now they lock my DNA, so I can't do that. But my power. Okay. So because I'm coming out now. Okay. How short is suit? Who shoes? SHU. Okay. They hide the truth. Just God. Just Greek mythology. God. Poseidon. Just silver. The god of ocean or water, okay? How the god underground, the underworld of Haiti, it's always about the three gods, me, Jack, and Silver, Norman. So some kind of joke, everybody, okay? We have always been here, God never died. So everybody wants to know what happened to God, why God disappeared, and, I'm here, I'm still alive, I came back, They just hide me away, But I'm back and I'm trying to tell you guys and nobody wants to believe or listen, But you can test it for yourself, Try to come and kill me, I can never die. If you want to know the truth, Nobody could touch me if it's not part of the assimilation. Whatever weapon, direct energy, or gun or pistol you shot at me is just going to freeze. Or your gun just not going to work. Make that power, Make that Superman uncle, make that UFO uncle. Nothing works on me. I can never die. So kutuma promo I make it change ko ya so we want you make it na pe ha make that lang ta che yesu de hao You guys are a joke. That's how stupid and idiot a human are. You guys are, To Tony halu clan you mention John ko halu ha chen you mention This what I made only joke ko ha me to na, So yeah, the Hmong 18 clan origin halu ha pe lu ha we are Hmong Kryptonian, Hmong Kitong, So if you are not the Freemason, you have no right, okay? Or if you're not white dude, you don't have no right, okay? That's the truth. Okay, that's how they hire, put your the top 1%, That's why no matter how smart you are, how successful you are, you can't own a business if you're not the Luciferian race. Make yourself what you want. Government own business now. The people that are able to open a business, own business, and work in the government office because you are the Luciferian race. You are Silver's offspring, direct offspring, That's why you could work in the government job. Other than that, you got to work at a crappy job, have a crappy life, Doesn't care. They don't care about how skilled you are, how much talent, how smart you are. You can never be there, They just make the world look like everything's normal, but nothing is normal. You guys already know that. Everybody's a slave. Do or die. Everybody is being controlled by crypto, or Pac-Man, or Skynet. However you guys want to call that. But somebody is controlling jackass Pac-Man, okay? So some kind of me bao you know, no matter how smart I am, how educated I am, I can never be success. Everything I do, they sabotage me, set me up, and throw me down. At you know, I hit rock bottom again. You know, so you know, I'm very successful. I own security business, janitorial business. I involved in the community. You see what they did? They incriminate me. They use pretext to incriminate me, set me up, sabotage me, destroy my life, rape and rob me. So I can never go anywhere and do anything. You know. So, za me san bao za ye we cha ba er fen tu chi he chen ni cho ha ye we cha ni ha cho ta min chi ta min lo mo ta min lo jong chen ni li ni la no because they set me up. They incriminate me. They use pretext to you know sabotage me, set me up, incriminate me, you know. So, kind of the truth will set you free. Nobody is allowed to know the truth, you know. So, could tell off top of it, here and there, I just want to throw everything out so everybody know, you know. Okay. So, Mong Sing, yeah, ni Mong Ha Lu House, okay. It kind of make your make power, okay. But all the OG know exactly what I'm talking about, but they just don't really know all the full detail, okay. But they know that Hmong people are one family. You know, Hmong people only have one last name, but we the reason why we have so many last names is for marriage only, okay. So, cuộc sống khác nó cho mấy ha cuộc sống ai không mình chỉ cho mấy cho ổn định là mấy số ổn định được chuẩn, okay. Là create a fake marriage nó có bé chỉ là you know ya bé chỉ một yo có bu yo chỉ bé chỉ complete bé life as ít human being, but nó còn nó fake ha, nó chỉ một chính là cho họ bé là tao lúc thay đồ họ nó create cái mình nè, yo cho cái gì yo chỉ những một cái gì kilo yo on go on trâu. You know, she can't you must key, you must know. What's the difference between if you stay single and marriage? You know, that title is gonna get you killed. You know? So make believe that you to see your you have only see you have complete your life that she talk about title that oh to know you go to put on go to DJ, you must get she key. Just lang the me just try to animal, I mean she don't see I you know, or on board. No matter how pretty, how low you love somebody, you're gonna go and have sex and cheat on your spouse. So so it's gonna create problem. And me implant baby this should make y'all see na. You could y'all son. You to machine dog you make the one me phone man transport you may man chỉ to nó thế. You know me chỗ rồi, you know. Me có DNA me cho me chỉ me cho DNA ha me ta răng số lại cái ở phải trên Klan, you know. Me opportunity chắc thế cho me cho me chỗ na, you could y'all see na. Okay. So kind of me bao had to marriage. Cái cho mình cái animal mình cho cha ha mình chi đấy nè. Rồi nó sẽ là nó mua mấy cha một thằng nó tự có bung này, you know. So if I were you, I stay single because when you marry, you have that title. It's like I want to make a president, you know. You have no freedom because they want to make you believe in a world that doesn't exist. Okay, guys. That's why you don't believe everything you see or hear, you know. That's why you need to do your own program, be your own boss, and do whatever makes you happy, okay, guys? So, don't use religion, how race can control me, huh? They got men change literature, maybe up and change me to a little no, can make Sifu, can make cat or milk cat or can make 1 million dollars to Sifu and may have to move to what you say, could do what you know. I just make sure you could pay her going, you know. ไม่ใช่จะซื้อเพื่อนึกขอเกี่ยทางนั้นเรานึกขอเอ็นคำเจแต่ไม่ใช่อย่างนี้จะเจ้าเป็นว่าไม่จะเจ้าเทสนาเจมันตัวนี้มันจะจงหนุนเชื่อเจนี่ตัวนี้นั่นตัวเขาน่ะเจนี่เจ้าแลมโบร์กินีฮะเฟอร์รารี่ฮะนี่เจ้า BMW ฮะนี่มั่วแมนชั่นมาอ่านนั่นตัวนี่นั่นก็ตัวให้นี่มั่ว private jet นี่มันท่องเที่ยวมันเทสนาไอ้เขาตัวเขานี่มันจงปีโจ้จงนั่นสินะyou know nếu mà nó đâu có bù tao hỏi you know mấy cái món mẹ mà ăn thấu nhớ về nó vẽ đã sợ là vũ trò nếu mà sang gió tao có bù you know what kind of dude is that you know mấy chỗ luôn you know mấy cái passing nó mà rape a little boy on the news thì bố man thế cái nè để sử dụng cuối just đâu nó chỉ bố chẳng mất chọn thế cái mà nó chỉ thôi thôi you know this is how stupid you guys are you know and you guys believe everything what they say on the news and on the news about me you know I'm still out here. If it's so true, then why am I out here? You know. First and PD, they blast me all over Facebook and YouTube and make them do you know. This is how stupid and idiot you guys are, you know. I want to throw out here and there, but mainly you think I'm trying to wrap it up under everything under 30 minutes, okay? So you just shy to sound side or also shy to can't handle the truth, it's also shy because people don't want to accept the truth. You guys want to live in denial, okay? You guys want people to feed you false information, positive word, fake leader, fake everything, okay? Because you guys want to live in your fantasy la land, okay? You guys don't want to hear the truth. You guys don't want to hear the truth because it's very hard to swallow and very bitter, you know? So make you know what I mean. What you thought y'all truth, right? It hurts. The truth hurts, guys. You know? But you need to accept the truth, you know? And you need to stop living in denial. This is how you can move forward, you know? So some comment how everything works, you know, we live in the fake world. Everything's a lie. Everything you've been taught and told in school is all a lie. You know, about history, mankind, about how everything works. It's a lie. We live in a computer game where they can make anything. They can make anything up. Their life, it's a game, it's a joke, it's a movie where they can write, make up anything. Okay, it's a story. It's a video game. It's a joke. They throw us in the Hunger Game. They make you helpless, hopeless, and hungry. That's why you got to do all kind of evil just to survive and put food on the table and have shelter under your roof, you know? It's an evil world, you know? You can't play straight. You got to play dirty, you know, just to survive, you know? That's why everybody turn evil, you know? Gambling, drugs, human trafficking, raping, raw, steal, scam, lie, cheat, deceive, embezzlement money, laundering money, selling drugs, you know? Whatever, you know? So, because I'm going to throw here and there, open my program. So I have to teach my program what's right, what's wrong, what's black or white. And then you use my teaching, my guiding as a reference, and then you do your own program, okay? When you have the topic, when you know what's black or white or right or wrong, and then you use my teaching to make it work in your program, okay? You are the program. You got to reprogram, rewire your brain that you are the programmer, okay? Nobody boss you around. You are the boss. And you could, but you just have to play smart and know how to play the game, okay, guys? So, okay, sometimes you make your purpose now. Okay, yes, it's a do or die world, but mấy chủ nhân tại mấy chủ chỉ luôn mấy chắc luôn mấy chúng có tầng mấy chắc tầng mấy chắc luôn mấy chủ chỉ nó cái mấy sau này cũng có bút xẻo rồi sắp hết cũng ok mấy nhà mới giàu thì tu là mấy你其中啦你们没中印度这中早间你这还能交朋友们没中这你们没为把这是没主nhân真的 care about 中比是呢 you know 是爱是呢不去路没呢 you know 不爱没印度到不没为不没爱里tu哈呢 他就不爱咩印度了，不咩就不爱咩了，不爱度哈啦，you know，容易咩事呢 ？So love is not real. 有咩嘢路一直多年 love is not real. If you think love is real and you think you love somebody, yeah, 個我想陪啦 but that is not gonna work. You know, people think they love somebody because they only want sex from them. If you can't have sex from somebody, you're not gonna love them. 咩弄個有路喺本乜正 you know， 有個是啦愛你，有個不路呢，跟住路呢。The only time make animal program, may think that may love somebody, but the truth is you only want sex from them. May somebody can you may should I may no, you know. See, but make you sound good, you know. But some kind of make your purpose, should pay her to okay. How many one name may you make to see who made the time if your soulmate husband love you wholeheartedly. Live or die, sweet or bitter, you stick with him and you go all the way with him, okay? That's just how life works, okay? You know, mấy sáng mấy mấy chỗ này cha mấy chỗ ôn tới nào, okay? Mấy mấy chỉ tao mấy chế sĩ thảo mấy tới trong món này là, những mấy chủ chỉ lúc mấy ta mấy chủ lưu trang sĩ y, phải ha dùng chặt tổ là mấy chủ go all the way đấy nó, okay? Mấy sau này cũng có bút xéo rồi chỗ đó, em mua cái phi cho từ lại hát rồi có under, lúc bắt mấy sau tới nó, okay? Mấy chân sai chỗ purpose con, okay? 我看个mấy chế hay mấy open mind, mấy bằng hết tới xem, okay? So I just want to throw here and there how the world really works and how life should work and how you should do it, okay? So, yeah, good time. I wrap it up everything under 30 minutes, okay? And if anybody has any question or complaints, or don't you feel free to throw it here and there, okay? But just use code word. It got based on my flags, okay? I'll see you guys on the next video, okay, guys?